What's up, historians and fellow ranters? Last week we looked back on the last year of Arena. This week we're going to be looking to the future. First, we're going to take a look at some of these Kamigawa spoilers and leaks that have came out, and then we're going to get into just what we want out of Arena in this upcoming year, in this cyberpunk neon New Year's episode of Mana Rant. But first, I'm Hoshi, the Neon Nincompoop from the Dynasty of Dorks and Dickheads, and you are listening to the Mana Rant podcast, where I am always joined by a man who has been living in the woods for the last week, getting in touch with nature and, of course, his feminine side. We have Drunken Dork.
Hey, what's up? I don't know why feminine side, but yeah, I have. I did take this pretty cool vacation where I went to it's called the San Juan Islands. I went to like a remote island that was just like, the island was just covered with woods. And my wife and I stayed in a cabin out there, and we lost power like 3 days in, and it was in the teens as far as cold the weather goes, Fahrenheit, which is really fucking cold here.
Yeah, that's cold.
And we had no way to cook food or anything, so we just left. We were like, we can't do this anymore. It's actually not normal for it to snow out here.
Yeah.
It does maybe a couple days out of the year, but it has been really fucking cold, like record cold out here. And it's been wild. I love it. My dogs love the snow. So
I bet.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Well, I'm in Florida, and it's still like 80 degrees right now for some reason. Sure. It's awful. It's hell on earth. So anyways, welcome back to the show, and thank you for joining us. We are the Mana Dorks, and this is Mana Rant, where we talk about everything in Magic, but we mainly focus on Arena and the historic format, and we're going to be talking about all the craziness with alchemy and everything that's going on too. But our show follows the segments of Magic, the Untap, Upkeep, all that stuff, with the main phases being our main show topics, which is going to be today the spoilers, and we're going over what we want out of Arena in this next year. So let's just jump into the show with our first phase, which is the Untap phase.
Untap.
And Untap is where we start off the show by untapping some drinks that we are going to be drinking. So, Drunken, what do you got for the show?
I'm not going to my kegerator today.
Oh.
I have a bunch of leftover cans from when we went cabining, I guess.
Cabining. Okay.
And one of the beers I got was German chocolate cake ale, and holy shit, it is so good.
Really?
So I'm gonna drink the last two of these that I have very happily, very jolly.
Nice, dude. That sounds awesome. German chocolate cake ale. All right.
Yeah.
Well, since it's officially the day before New Year's Eve right now, for us when we're filming this, I am
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, exactly. I am having an apple pie sparkler. The girlfriend has called this one, and it is apple pie bourbon, some bitters, and some champagne. For New Year's. So it's a champagne cocktail. And
nice.
It's great. I've tried this one before. I'm a big fan. I'm not a big fan of just like straight champagne, but throwing a little extra booze in there, I like it. The sparkles,
Yeah. Actually, I'm a big fan of champagne with mimosas, man. Oh, I could drink those all morning.
Yeah,
they're so delicious.
They get to me after a while. I can only have so many. I know we've done a few bottomless ones before. Those always end in a shit show.
Yeah, always a great time. Fish guts everywhere. It's amazing.
Us being passed out at like 1 PM. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, with that, cheers everybody. Let's have a good show. Cheers to Drunken Dork and everybody out there watching. And with that, we'll move into our upkeep phase.
So good.
Upkeep, get ya upkeep.
When it hits your lips, it's so good. All right, and Upkeep is our Reddit rant phase. Or Reddit Rant segment. And Reddit Rant is where we look to the internet for people bitching and raving about Magic the Gathering. And this week, we got one that, once again, I swear I did not write, even though it sounds like it came straight out of my mouth. So this week, we are going to the Magic the Gathering Arena MTG Facebook group. And this one is written by Robin, who appears to be a female that plays Magic the Gathering. So fantastic. We need more of those. And so Robin starts off with my opponent, comma. She's doing like my opponent and then my deck type deal where she's phrasing this from. So my opponent consistently drawing gas. My deck. Best I can do for you is your highest CMC cards. Me. But I'm running 40 lands. Give me lands, deck. My deck. Okay, fine. Here's 8 in a row. Man, I hate this game sometimes. So, Drunken, what do you think?
I feel you, girl.
I
feel you. I know that feeling. I don't have any decks with a bunch of, what is this, 8 CMC cards, but definitely I feel that pain.
I think it was just her highest CMC cards. Yeah.
Highest CMC cards.
Start off the game with all of your, highest cost cards, and then it's just like all fucking lands after that. Yeah. I've been running into this constantly this week. Every time I hop in, I'm like, there's been a lot of stuff going on this week. I'm like, let's hop on and play some games. And then I'm like, 2 fucking lands. This is great. And then a handful of 4 CMC cards or something. It's like,
yeah, I know that feeling.
This is just summing up the Magic experience. So
it really is not the Magic experience, the MTG arena experience. And we deal with that daily. Yeah, absolutely.
The other one that I feel like I've been running into a lot is like, okay, I have I'm playing some type of control deck or something, and it's like I'll get my control, my creature control elements, and I'll be playing another control deck where they're completely useless against it. I mean, or then I'll play a creature deck. None of my control elements are in there. It's like it just goes back 1 and 4. I know that can happen, but it's been very frustratingly happening a lot to me this week. So anyways, yeah. This was Reddit Rant. So if you find something on the internet that you want to share with us about someone bitching about Magic, or somebody that is speaking to you, let us know. And with that, let's move into our draw phase.
Let's draw.
I like that one. That was a good one. Yeah, it was nice and short and fun. It was a good pick. Good pick.
I like that one. I couldn't find the right music I felt for that one. I don't know. I tried my normals and none of them quite fit it. So I don't think the sad one really did.
Some clown car music would have been good.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't do it justice. I'll try. I'll try better. I'll try more better.
Do better.
I'll do more better next time. Anyways, this is a draw phase where we talk about MTG news, but it's the holidays, so there really isn't any MTG news to talk about. I don't think they're starting up their updates until January 12th, they said. So it's going to be a week or two without them shoving new stuff down our face, which is might be refreshing. Take a little break from the constant hype cycle that they've been doing. So we're just going to talk about what we've been playing in the last week. So Drunken, what have you been playing?
So there is a little news, but we're going to cover it in the main phase.
Okay.
And this week, so like I said, I was in the woods. I didn't have really any service, so I haven't played Magic in about a week, which is, I don't know, the longest I have gone without playing Magic in years, which it's sad, really, when you think about it. But I came back the other day when we had to cut our trip short, and just yesterday I started playing again, and I've been playing nothing but goblins and elves, and oh my god, both those decks are just so incredibly good. I know this is blasphemy here. A lot of people don't like hearing that, but It's true, and like I think I had been playing a lot of Alchemy before I left on my trip, and I've been losing a lot. I've been playing the Dragon deck and actually losing a lot with it.
Oh, okay.
So when I got back, I was like, okay, I'm at the bottom of Platinum, so I need to get through Platinum and at least get to Diamond.
Yeah.
And I started playing yesterday. I'm almost already at Diamond. I have won almost consistently with both of those decks. They're great decks to play, and they play different enough, I feel like, that it doesn't get boring switching between them.
Yeah, they're a little different. Big shocker. Goblins and elves are good. You heard it first here. They're good decks. Which I guess the nice thing about crafting those terrible decks is that they're still playable, like Goblins was strong a long time ago. It was like the top deck. It's still a very viable deck with almost no changes to it. It still does good in the format, which just proves how bonkers that deck was when it was actually on top. I've been playing it. Oh, sorry. I've been playing.
I was going to say it was like the first like broken deck, right?
Yeah.
Quotations.
Goblins, it was the first time.
Good.
It was the first time we went to like a turn 3 win. It was with that deck. So it was the first busted thing that we got. Fucking Muxus. I'm same way. Like I haven't had a chance to play a lot. I've just been playing on my phone mostly and playing Alchemy. Like I've been playing the Cleric's deck on Alchemy and just murdering with that deck actually. But then I'm like I have to go back to Historic, so I went back and I picked up a weird deck that I saw in a video that I just had to play, which was a Fog Mill deck. With the
Fog Mill.
All
right, let's take a step back. Hoshi and Fog. All right, super jank Fog. I understand that.
Yeah.
Fog Mill,
yeah.
Right.
It's amazing. You play the amulet thing, where you can flip it into a land, and then it doubles your spell. So you can just you can double mill people, but you can also use it to return your fog cards back and your regrowth card back. So you can just constant fog, never. It's very janky, but it's pretty consistent actually. Like as long as you get a fog card or two, then you're usually in pretty good shape. But I've been getting games where I get all my fog cards and then I'm playing Azorius control. I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. Or I'm playing elves and I get none of my fog. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's frustrating, but it's right up my janky alley, of people are like, what the fuck am I playing against? Love it.
Where'd you find this deck? On AetherHub or what?
No, it was what was that Quasar Sensei guy or whatever who he screams at the at the show the whole time. I don't know if he's Russian or something. He does a MTG original deck show. Yeah. And so he goes into Historic every once in a while. He's been playing a lot more Arena recently. But yeah, he plays some pretty good jank stuff. So I enjoy jank. So I check out his channel to, see whatever stuff he's going to be playing in Historic every once in a while. And
nice.
Yeah, sometimes, I'll steal his decks and give him a try. I changed it a little bit because, I didn't have all the wilds, which I think someone brought up a suggestion that we talk about, doing wild card crafting again. And I think we should do that.
Absolutely.
Because I went through that process yesterday of I was like, I'm net decking this, how am I actually going to do this? What rares do I actually want to use on it and stuff? Because I didn't have a lot. So it's a good process. I think that should be a good show topic. So let us know if anyone else out there wants us to do that.
No, it's great. Yeah. Another one too, that someone suggested, like you said, was deck building. And that's another good show topic we can always touch on.
Oh yeah.
Again, because we both have our unique ways of very unique, but very similar ways of building decks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always learn more when we go over that subject too. So yeah. All right, cool. Well, anything else before we go into main phase 1? Sweet.
Let's do it.
Main phase 1.
All right, and so main phase 1 is going to be our Kamigawa spoilers that we have. And so, spoiler, actually, we only have one that is a legitimate spoiler from WotC. So let's take a look at that one. And this is Satoru Umezawa. which is a 3. I think I said that right. Once again, I'm gonna.
You need a little Satoru on the summer.
I'll let you. Yeah, perfect, nailed it.
Okay. I got it.
So he's a 3-drop, colorless blue and a black for a legendary creature, human ninja at rare. He's a 2/4, and whenever you activate a ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. This ability triggers only once each turn. Each creature card in your hand has ninjutsu 4, which is 2 colorless, a blue, and a black. So, Drunken, what do you think about Satoru?
So this card is really fun on the surface. I feel like it's just not going to perform well. It is a 3 mana. It is a 3 mana 2/4, which is like that's okay.
Yeah,
and it has an ability to every card in your hand, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, the high end, it would be cool if you did like a Praetor, right? You fucking ninjutsu a Praetor in or something.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, dude.
But like in reality, I just don't see this working out for our format. I think it's a little too slow, but I do think Historic Brawl, this is going to be a bomb. I think this is going to be an incredibly good card.
Absolutely. I think it's a great commander. Yeah. That's awesome. Ninjutsuing in a Praetor, that's cool. It's such a cool ability. I think it'll be good in like maybe alchemy or standard, but yeah, it's a tough sell in historic because it doesn't do anything, I don't think, immediately unless you have enough mana to cast this and then do a ninjutsu like at the same time, so you're not getting any value out of this until later in the game possibly. And but cool card though. So this was the only legit spoiler that we had. The other ones are from Reddit, and all terrible things come from Reddit, but these are pretty cool. And so these are some leaks, so these are not confirmed by WotC yet, but from a lot of people I've been listening to, these seem very legit, that there's a very high likelihood that these are actual spoilers. So let's take a look at the first one, and this is the Kamigawa War. You want to take this one, Drunken?
Yeah, the Kami War. It is 1 and then Wooburg. So 6 mana, all 5 colors. It's a saga, an enchantment saga, and it says, let me click on this real quick so I can get a better view of it.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't watching, the card is like kind of crumpled up. It looks like it got destroyed.
It's like someone wiped their ass with it and like threw it on the floor. So it's first, when it hits the battlefield, it says exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls. So you just got to exile something. Yeah. Anything that is not a land. That's pretty strong. For 6 mana, I don't know if it's worth it though.
Yeah, that's steep for 6.
It is steep for 6. It's second ability, so turn 2. It return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then each opponent discards a card. There we go with each again. I like that.
Okay.
Maybe that's alluding to something. But,
hopefully.
And then finally, the third turn, exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. And do you want me to read the transformed version?
Yeah. So let's take a look at what happens when it transforms.
All right. So when it transforms, it is Kagachi Made Manifest. Nice. And it's an enchantment creature, Dragon Spirit. And Kagachi Made Manifest is all colors, has flying and trample. It says whenever Kagachi Made Manifest attacks, defending player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard, return that card to your hand, and then Okagi Made Manifest gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the mana value of that card. And Okagi Made Manifest is a 6/6. So there's a lot of stuff going on this creature.
Yeah, there is. So he makes your opponent return something from your graveyard to your hand, and then it gets +X/+0, where X is the mana value of that card. So you make your opponent make a choice basically of like what they want to give back to you, which I never like giving my opponent a choice because they're going to pick whatever is like worst for me, obviously. But it is kind of tricky, right? Because it's the mana value. So, maybe they don't want to give you a low CMC card because that's really strong, and it won't bump him up. So like it is interesting. I think it's an interesting effect. I don't know how good it is. And I hate letting my opponents make choices like that. But what do you think about the saga for the first part, the Kami War?
I mean, it seems cool, but I just don't think it's going to be powerful enough in historic. The third one I definitely have something to speak of, but what do you think?
The first part is like it's cool being able to exile something immediately when it comes in. 6 is slow for historic though. Like to be able to,
and Wooburg.
And Wooburg, which is difficult to pull off. Now, what I will say is maybe this has a spot in like the Niv Mizzet Reborn deck, because that's a Wooburg deck. It has a lot of targeted removal, so this deck might, this card might fit into a deck like that. That's kind of like a more mid-rangey type deck. And then it has return up to another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and then all opponents discard a card. So it seems like it's made for Commander or hopefully Arena whenever they, decide to implement multiplayer. Those are both control elements for 2 parts of the saga, which is pretty good. And then on turn, 3, you get a creature. It's slow. I don't know if it's good enough for historic. I do think it's powerful, obviously, but the asking price is steep on this one. So
all
right, what about
I do think the Kagachi part, so like number 3, this is what bothers me the most about this card. Is it says exile it, then return it to the battlefield. Now, if it just said like flip this card, and then since it had been on the battlefield, it wouldn't need haste, right? It could just attack immediately. I think this would be significantly better, but the fact that you have to exile it, then return it to the battlefield means that it has summoning sickness again.
Exactly.
Right? And I don't know. Overall, I rate this like a C minus or a D.
Yeah, it seems really cool, but I think they really like you were saying, they kind of held back on there. It doesn't have any types of protection or anything. It's all colors. I don't know. Maybe that does something because I don't know. It might make.
I mean, it's all colors, so I feel like it should be like really fucking powerful, right? 5 color things need to be incredibly powerful.
Yeah, because that's a steep asking price to be able to cast.
That is a steep asking price.
Cast something like this, unless you're able to cheat it into the battlefield somehow. So I don't know. I don't see anything besides Niv Mizzet really that is going to be able to make use of this right now, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, let us know if anyone else up there has, anything that you can think of. Fog Mail's the best. All right, so let's look at it goes into the Fog Mail deck, absolutely. All right, so the next thing we got here is a uncommon, and so it's a 2-drop, and it is Nezumi's Prowler. Okay, and this is a artifact creature, Rat Ninja. So that's cool. It's an artifact creature. And then we got another ninja coming in at uncommon. It's a 3/1, and it has ninjutsu for 1 and a black. When Nezumi Prowler enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until the end of turn. What do you think, Drunken?
This seems like a really good draft card. Like a limited card, but I just don't see this being used in our format.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like that it is a cheap costing artifact creature. Maybe this can bring back some artifact, what's it called when you have a lot of artifacts and they get cheaper? Why am I blanking on that right now?
Affinity?
Yes, Affinity. I always like seeing artifact creatures that could, possibly bring back any form of like affinity artifact deck. I'm a big fan of those types of decks. So hopefully, but yeah, it doesn't seem powerful enough for store.
I mean, you could Ornithopter into this, right? Like
yeah,
that is a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same price for
and then you just put out the Ornithopter right after.
That's
right?
true.
So,
yeah, so that's kind of cool. So hopefully more artifact ninjas. That'd be sweet. All right, you want to take the next one here, which is the Jukai trainee.
Yeah, Jukai trainee.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It is 1 and a green for a creature human samurai at common. And it says whenever Jukai trainee blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and it is a 2/2. Yeah, this just seems like a bear with some upside. I don't think we're gonna see this. I think this is definitely gonna be like a draft card, like a limited card. What do you think?
I don't care about this card at all. The art looks cool. The only thing that I like about it is that we got an insight into Bushido. Because Bushido is an old mechanic that came from Kamigawa before, and that's exactly what this thing is talking about, is whenever it blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. And before in Kamigawa, they called that mechanic Bushido, but they're not referencing it as Bushido here. They're just spelling out the entire mechanic for how it costs. So I don't know if they're just going to add this to like samurai cards, or if they're actually going to bring back the Bushido mechanic name or whatnot, or why.
I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, I've noticed that like older mechanics, like especially older mechanics, they kind of just implemented him into like cards, right? Like without having the mechanic itself.
Sure. Yeah.
The name of the mechanic, I should say.
Yeah, I don't think like Bushido is a loved mechanic that like anyone was like, oh man, I hope that comes back.
Yeah, we need that shit, dude. Magic is not the same without Bushido. Gone.
I mean, it's a cool name for a mechanic, the way of the samurai or whatever, but I think it's okay if they don't bring it back. And so next we got one that is in Espanol, I believe. So I got the translation for it over here. This is Discharge of Flame, and it is X and red for a instant at uncommon. And it has Discharge of Flame, deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. So it's like Fireball, basically. So if you control a modified creature as you cast a spell, deal X +2 damage instead. Okay, creatures that are equipped, enchanted, or have counters are considered modified. So this is a new mechanic, I guess, or at least a way of calling something different. I guess it's not really a new mechanic. It's just like a way of qualifying something, right? Like, so an equipped creature, an enchanted creature, or anything that has counters on it is now considered modified. This reminds me of remember with artifacts when they started calling things historic spells and stuff, where they were like, oh, if it's a legendary or all those things, they're considered a historic, even though those things all existed before. So that this seems very familiar like that. What do you think?
Or like mana value, how they changed converted mana cost to mana value, right? Like their new easier way of doing it. I want to read this off of our Twitch real quick. I'm going to read it word for word. Decavio says, Hoshi, you dumb fucking bitch. It's Italian, not Spanish, you fuck. That's exactly how he wrote it.
That is not word for word.
That is exactly how he wrote it.
That's the undertones of what are being said there, yes, but that's not. All right, well, what do you think of Discharge of Flame?
So I actually think this card's really cool. I don't know if we're going to see it, but I do like the idea of having a shock, basically, like the potential of a shock, right? So if your deck revolves around like enchanting your creatures or equipping them or putting counters on them, there's like a pretty high potential here, right?
Yeah.
I definitely more than anything just see it as a sideboard.
I mean, +2 damage on top of it is no joke, right? Because this is immediately a shock if you have something like that. And then you could make it, it scales up depending on what you want to play on there. It's an instant. So I think this is an interesting card. I don't think it's like crazy broken, but I think I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, yeah. So hopefully this. I mean, we don't need any more powerful red cards. I think we can, all probably agree. So any more powerful burn cards, we're good. Watsy. All right.
Yeah.
You want to take the next one, which is the Spirit Dragon?
Yeah. So it's a Kyodai or Kyodai,
Sure.
Soul of Kamigawa. It is 3 and a white for a legendary creature, Dragon Spirit, and it has flash and flying. It says when Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa, enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as you control Kyodai. And then it has Wooburg. Kyodai gets +5/+5 until end of turn. And Kyodai is a 3/3. So it's a 4-mana 3/3 with flying and flash. And it gives something else indestructible. This seems like usable in our format.
Yeah, it seems real interesting. I mean, I like that it has Wooburg connected to it. So immediately when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, this is a fun commander, because I could play whatever I want with this thing. Flash giving things indestructible is pretty sweet. The only downside of this card that I see really is that it's a 3/3, right? 3/3 for 4 mana, but flash, flying, those are, solid stats for it. So I like it, being able to combat trick something and give it indestructible, or that's always fun. I love combat tricks like that. So yeah. So you think it's playable?
Cool. I think it's the best one we've read so far.
Nice, dude. All right, sweet. I like it too. All right, so the next one, the card is real bad on this one, and like part of it is covered up too, so we don't even know like what type of rarity it is. But this is a land, and it's Takanuma. Oh man, Takama something.
Takanuma, abandoned mire.
Takanuma, yeah, abandoned mire.
Takanuma.
There you go, nailed it.
All right,
and so it's a legendary land, which they said they didn't want to do too many legendary lands, so that means this must be doing something interesting.
The legendary lands out of the original Kamigawa are so good.
Yeah, they are crazy. So, all right, let's see what this is. So it's tap and add a black mana. That's his first thing. So it's just a black land at first.
It doesn't come in tapped.
It does not come in tapped, so that's good. And then it has channel. So for its channel cost is 3 and a black. Discard Takanuma Abandoned Mire, mill 3 cards, then return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature that you control. What? What?
Okay. I can speak to this.
Go for it.
I'm ready. All right. So Kamigawa, the original set, these legendary lands that they made, they were all based on legend creatures.
Yeah.
So they're all based on legendary creatures. Like it would be like a legendary creature gains haste, or legendary creature is like, I don't know, has intimidate or something like that, And so I think this is really cool, and I actually like it a lot for late game and a deck that utilizes a strategy like this, like a graveyard strategy potentially, because it comes in as a swamp, right? Tapping for black mana, or like if you get in the late game, it does something else. I like this a lot. I think this is the best card we've seen so far. So I don't know how much we're going to see it, but I like the potential.
So what you're doing is you have to have, I believe, another version of this in your hand to be able to activate its ability, because it says the channel is you pay.
No, so the channel is you do it in your hand. So it's like an alternate. It's like a casting cost.
So it's like a cycling type deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so instead of using it as a land, I like that. I like that a lot because then, like, yes, it's a legendary land, but you're not punished by the legendary land rule, right? Where if you have one in the battlefield where you had to use it earlier, then you're fine with, having more in your deck because you can use its channel ability to just get rid of it and then use its ability. So it's kind of like a dual modal land in a way like that.
Yep.
So that's awesome. I think that's really cool. I wonder if they're going to use this effect on all the lands. I hope this is real.
I think they will. Yeah, I really do too. And I mean, I hope it's real, and I think it's actually real.
Yeah.
And I really hope, and I know they're going to use on all the colors for sure. Like there's no way they're going to only do like a couple. They have all of them from before, so I don't know why they wouldn't do them all.
Yeah.
Again. But who knows, right? Fucking WotC, they suck wieners every once in a while.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, they'll do whatever they're gonna do. We'll see. I mean, legendary lands are interesting. So, and it's always fun to get cool lands. So, all right. Anything before we go into combat?
Let's do it.
All right, those were fun spoilers. Let's or possible spoilers. So, yeah, let's go into combat.
Dorkish combat.
And combat is our horseshit card game, hosted by Drunken Dork. So take it away.
You changed the music. I like it. All right. What's up, everyone? This is a horseshit card game. This is a game that I change up every single week just to keep you on your toes. And this week, we are testing your historical knowledge of Kamigawa. I know we have a Kamigawa master in our Twitch chat right now.
Oh, yeah.
And basically what we're doing today is I'm going to tell you 5 separate mechanics from one of the Kamigawa sets. And it's up to you to pick which one of those mechanics is not from a Kamigawa set.
Okay. Sounds good.
Ready for this?
I like it. Yeah, that sounds awesome. All right. So, let's get into it.
Cool. So the first mechanic, I just basically wrote them. If you want me to read what the mechanic does, I can.
Okay.
The first mechanic is going to be Splice.
Okay. What is
the second? Well, let's. I'm real professional here. So I'm gonna look it up real time.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. But I will tell you. So I'll read a spell. How about that?
Sure.
And then you can figure it out from there. Mm-hmm. So Splice onto Arcane. 1 in a red. As you cast an arcane spell, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effect to the spell.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. It sounds familiar. It's very complicated. All right. Then.
All right, and the next one's gonna be Soul Shift. You on Soul Shift?
Yeah. I don't. What's Soul Shift?
All right, Soul Shift MTG. Once again, I'm real good. So, Soul Shift. So I'll read another ability. So Soul Shift 3. When this is put into a graveyard from play, you may return target spirit card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand.
Okay.
So that's what Soul Shift is.
Okay.
All right.
Sure. All right.
The next one is Channel. Do you need me to read Channel? We just did Channel on that last card.
Okay, we can skip Channel, I guess, then.
Okay. And then the next one is Epic.
What is Epic?
All right, what is Epic?
It sounds dope.
All right, Epic. For the rest of the game, you can't play spells. At the beginning of each of your upkeep, copy this spell except for its epic ability.
Okay.
So when you cast an epic spell, you can't play any more spells. You just continuously copy this spell.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, I think I do remember that. Okay. All right. And then lastly,
we have Flanking.
Okay.
You know Flanking?
I'm pretty sure it's like some old mechanic that they vowed never to do again.
It's whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn.
Okay. Oh man.
This is tough.
This is tough. All right, don't tell me what chat got yet. So let me work through this. All right, so so Splice sounds familiar. All right, I think I vaguely remember Splice because it's.
I mean, they're all real mechanics.
Yeah. But I mean, familiar with Kamigawa because I mean, I was playing at the time when Kamigawa was around. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Kamigawa or Splice is in Kamigawa. Soul Shift. Fuck, I don't know if that was in there. It's a very spirit-heavy set, so Soul Shift sounds like something that should be in there. We literally just talked about Channel, so I'm pretty sure that one's in there. Epic. God damn it, I cannot remember what I cannot remember what set that is. I remember like a few specific cards with Epic, and it sounded so incredibly stupid to me. And Kamigawa was a terrible set, so it could be in there.
It's not great.
And I'm pretty sure Flanking's in there. So I'm down to 2. It's in between Epic and Soul Shift. And I don't. Oh man. I'm gonna go with Epic because what the fuck? What the fuck is Epic?
Epic.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. What do we got?
All right.
Yeah, final answer.
All right. Well, so we'll go with the crowd first here on our Twitch channel. And if you don't watch us on Twitch, we're live every Thursday, generally around 8 p.m. Pacific time. We got Jacavio with flanking for 400. He says.
No!
And
he's very confident.
Then we have Kitten Rage with channel, cause why the fuck not?
Because why not?
And
yeah,
then Hoshi, you chose Epic.
Yeah, I chose Epic.
Okay, well we have a winner here.
Oh, good. All right.
And that winner's on me because someone got it right.
Ooh.
And that is Jacavio.
Oh.
Brother, you got it right today. Good job, Jacavio.
Nice.
Good job.
Oh man, that's good job, man. Yeah, good for him, dude. He's been on a winning streak, or he's cheating. So.
Yeah, he's cheating for sure, absolutely.
Well, I'm definitely losing. Well, that was one. Yeah, no. At least I lost the last one, and now this one too. To be fair, I was very drunk during the last one because we were hammered. During
So I edited that one.
Yeah.
And my fucking god, we were hammered. I was like editing a lot, so
I bet.
For us.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys out there did nice. Like hopefully like Jacavio, our Kamigawa master, he did not fail us. Oh, bong! I'm from Japan. All right, so nice. Next, we'll move on to our main phase 2.
Main phase 2.
All right, so main phase 2 is going to be our, what we want from the future of MTG in 2020. And so first, let's take a look at what we want from Kamigawa. But before that, what we're also going to be looking at here is we asked this question to our Discord community to see what everybody else wanted. Besides just us, because we're weird, so what we want might be very different than what most normal people actually want. So so most of these are from our community and like what they wanted, and then we'll give our thoughts too. So first, Drunken, you want to take the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty wants?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is like you said, from our community. So the first one is playable cards. Or playable historic cards. So they want cards to be printed in this set that are going to be usable in historic, and we'll get to one of those later. What do you think?
Yeah,
I want that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely want this.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want more cards? Like, I think the last set that came out was probably the least amount of like usable historic cards that we've gotten in a while. Right?
I think so. I mean, the last few sets, I think they really toned it down since really in 2021, right?
Yeah.
Like besides maybe some of the earlier cards.
Mm-hmm. Besides Strixhaven.
Nothing out of historic.
After Strixhaven.
Yeah, Strixhaven. Yeah, after Strixhaven. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
They really toned it down. Cool. All right, what else?
Oh, you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Sure.
Some form of dual untap lands. That would be sweet. What do you think?
I mean, dude. I mean, in historic, we need those lands, to be able to play crazier stuff, to be able to play Wooburg. If they're gonna be bringing in Wooburg stuff, they gotta give us something, man. I would like it if they finished off the triomes. They gave us like those Triumph sets that had the shards or whatever, but they never finished it off, right? They just gave us out like 5 of them, and we're like, all right, now go fuck yourselves. We're not giving you the rest of them.
I don't think that's going to be in this set.
I
think
doubt
that's
it.
going to be in the one with like the mobs and stuff. I think it's going to be in that set.
Oh yeah, because that one does look like it's a shard set, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think it is a shard set. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. Untapped dual lands are always great, so sure.
I'm fine with that.
All right. What else?
And then we have better mid-range cards.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So this was specifically from S'mores and Bacon, who was talking about Boomer Magic, bringing back some Boomer MTG, which is like, I believe, like an older, like slower form of just battling it out, like more mid-range style. Is that correct? Is that what you got from
I believe
this?
so, yeah. That's the way I perceive that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's right. We really don't have a lot of mid-range decks right now, at least in Historic. It's a lot of like very hyper aggro decks and then hardcore control, and there's not a lot of mid-range options out there, I don't think, or at least in best of one from what I see. Is that what you think, or?
Yeah, I think, there was a discussion on our Discord, which if you're not part of our Discord, you should join.
Yeah.
That it's just mid-range. It isn't the time and place for that style of deck because of all the different decks we have in our format. We have a pretty diverse format.
Yeah.
With like a S'mores and Bacon was saying, like rock, paper, scissors style, right? And mid-range just doesn't fit in that style of I don't know, play area.
Yeah.
So I think if we had more powerful cards that would work in a mid-range deck, then it could potentially work.
Okay, cool. All right, what do we got next?
And then finally, my favorite one. I don't know who chose this, but it's Umezawa's Jite to get reprinted. Fuck yeah! This card is used in every single type of Magic, from Commander all the way to Vintage.
Yeah.
So anything it's legal in, it's used in. What do you think?
I think this is an incredibly powerful card, and I really doubt that they will reprint this. If it's used in Vintage, then there are some severe problems with us getting that in the format. I think it's really cool. I think it'd be awesome if we did get this. I think this would fit in Historic, right? Like it's a power level of something that can fit in there, but I don't think they're going to reprint this. And maybe they'll do it would be cool if they did something like the archive, where we just got like those crazy cards that can go into Historic again, like they did with Strixhaven. I think that'd be really cool if they did that, and then they just added this in there. That way they could not fuck up Standard and Alchemy or whatever, and then we could still get it. That would be ideal, I think, but I don't think they're gonna do that, and that'd be great.
Yeah. So we're missing something really important with that card. I'm trying to find what the hell it's called. It's like one of the most expensive creatures you can have in modern, like value wise. I mean, it's like a 2-drop, and when it enters the battlefield, you search your library for equipment card.
Oh, Stoneforge Mystic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we don't have that in our format.
Unfortunately.
And that's what makes like this card really powerful, is those two are like best friends, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I think it would be fair. Do I think they're going to print it? No. No, I don't. No.
Unfortunately. Okay, cool. So what do you want? Drunken out of Kamigawa.
I think this is everything. I just want more powerful cards. I think everything has been very lackluster, and it's good for Standard, but it's bad for us. And I think it's ultimately I don't know. It's just not as fun. So like just really interesting mechanics and a little bit more powerful cards, and they've been doing recently.
Yeah. And unfortunately Kamigawa, the original ones, is like one of the like weaker sets in like all of Magic. So it's not regarded as a great set. Like the flavor of this set is really cool, and like people like fondly kind of remember the set just because of the art, and like is very different than other
feudal Japan, right? Like
exactly. Like it brings out the Asian nerds in all of us are like, yay, I like this, but it was very weak. So hopefully do stronger. Out of me, I want the shrines, man. They gave us the shrines. Of
course you do.
I love shrine. I love shrine control. It's like right up my alley. It's super janky, and it's fun. You like enchantments too, right? So I mean, they're enchantment cards. So yeah, more shrines. I just want more shrines. They don't all have to be good, but it would be nice to get like one or two.
I think they will. I think they're going to give you your wish.
I hope so.
I think they will.
Maybe do some multicolored shrines, right? Because they have the one that is like
the rainbow shrine,
the Wooburg one. Yeah, but they only came out with one of those, so it'd be really cool to get some like some 2 mana shrines or 3 mana shrines or something like that. They could go someplace cool with them. Neon shrines, right? That'd be.
I think that alone is what is going to influence them doing shrines, right? Is that in standard right now? It's not, right? Mm-mm. That's officially.
No, it's a historic thing.
Yeah, they really missed the mark there. I think that alone, what you just said, is what makes me think they're probably going to make shrines.
I hope so. That'd be great. All right, cool. So let's take a look at what we want out of Magic, just MTG Arena in 2022. So,
cool.
Yeah, what do we got up first?
We got HA6 and HA7. So Historic Anthology 6 and Historic Anthology 7. That's what people want. This is once again what we asked the community, and this is what they said, and I can't agree more. I love the historic anthologies. I think they're great. What do you think? Yeah,
I mean, they've been a blast, dude. I love them. I know that like some of them have been disappointing to people, and they're like, "Oh, this is like pretty weak or whatever." We got to. All right, then don't buy them. That's great. So if they're bad, then you don't have to do it. You can just cherry pick the cards that you want out of them. If they're good, then you can like buy the bundle of them generally. So I feel like these have been a hit. At least with me, like I've enjoyed all of them. So, and they've injected a lot of fun stuff into the format. So
absolutely, I think that's the HA is what makes like our format one of the most interesting formats.
Yeah,
is because like exactly what you just said. They're injecting cards from like all these random assets into our format that like they don't do that with anything else. So I think makes it very unique.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the historic anthologies is really what shaped the format and also made it super confusing for anybody that's tried to play historic in paper, because they're like, wait, what the fuck is in this? Right? Because normally you define sets by like, a block of cards, and the historic anthologies just fucked all that up for people that have tried to play historic in paper. So too bad. I guess it's just not a paper set, and WotC has said that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Oh, well.
Yeah. What do we got next?
And then continue with remaster sets for Pioneer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I want it.
Yeah. So
bring me those fetched lands. Sorry.
How many remastered sets have we gotten so far? We got the
2.
Yeah, we've only gotten 2, which sucks. I feel like they've really been slacking on those. And they're great going back. So hopefully unfortunately the next one is it's back into Innistrad.
Zendikar?
I think it's Innistrad, right? It's the moon one. Not Eldritch
No, it's
Moon.
Zendikar then Innistrad, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe it's the Zendikar set.
Okay.
And then the Innistrad set.
I thought it was Innistrad. I thought Innistrad.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know. You're probably right.
I think it's Innistrad, and then it's Zendikar right after that. So. Yeah, so that'd be great to move back, into those sets, even though those were pretty weak sets. I think, Eldritch Moon. Yeah, Eldritch Moon wasn't like super strong, except for Emrakul, I think was in there, which I don't think we'll get that. Hopefully not, dear God.
We'll get it. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Right? Might as well. We already have Ulamog. Why not? Just make things even crazier. All right, cool. What do we got next?
And then we have quality of life improvements, and that includes multiplayer, better friends list / interface, better PvP options / interface. What do you think?
Yeah, man, this is what I want probably the most. I feel like out of this is, multiplayer would be amazing. And then the better friends list / interface list, this has just been like their interface list is just dog shit. I think like
it's so bad.
It's really annoying to try and talk to people while you're playing a game, right? Like you'll say something to me or someone will say something to me while I'm playing, and then I'll click on the chat box to try and talk to you, you know, but like it pops up and then it's my turn to do something. So I'll be like, I'll start typing something, then I'll click away. Then it just goes away, right? And then I'm getting back in my thing. Like it should just slide out. It should slide out and shrink the screen a little bit so that I can just have the chat list up on there and talk to you while I'm doing this, and it doesn't just keep going away and stuff. It's super fucking annoying, and like it makes it really hard to like talk to people in a game that's supposed to be a social game. It's called Magic the fucking Gathering, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
And Arena has really just dropped the ball on this like part of
the
it.
gathering part?
Yeah, exactly. Like completely. It's a soulless you know, for in a lot of ways a game format that it feels like we're playing like a, you know, like no one. It feels like I'm not playing anyone for the most time. It feels like I'm just playing against Arena, not an actual other player. There's very little, you know, besides an avatar, we can't really like customize ourselves too much. I can't really talk to my opponent, you know, besides emotes, you know, I can't see what my opponent looks like or anything. It's really lame. It'd be nice to be able to have some type of video, you know, so like when you're playing friends, you could see each other or something, you know, especially during these pandemic times, them adding something like that, I think would be fucking awesome. And then the PvP options, man. We play each other sometimes after the show, and it's so fucking terrible to try and figure out like what, you know, what format we're picking. They really need to do a rehaul on that, and like how you pick that, and come up with some better options for PvP for people. Like they really fucked up the Brawl one too, where you couldn't play the 100 card one against each other. What? Like what? Who is making these decisions on that? It's like the whole point of this game is supposed to be to, you know, play with your friends. But yeah, there's competitive aspects to it, sure, but that's not what the vast majority of people do with Magic, right? It's they play against their play groups and their friends and stuff. They don't just like go to fucking tournaments all the time. So it would really be nice if they fixed all of this shit, you know. Spectator mode, I think, is another thing that wasn't on there that everyone.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to write it in there. Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
that's
spectator
mode.
That's big one.
Yeah, that's another one we've been asking for forever, is being able to like watch our buddies play or something, you know, like. Where's that?
Never even mentioned it as far as I know.
No, and like, and dude, was it the one game that everyone compares Arena to?
Hearthstone.
Yeah, Hearthstone. Yeah, Hearthstone actually has that. It's an old ass game that was able to
since the beginning they've had it. Yeah,
they were able to easily implement that. Yeah, and WotC's still no fucking clue, or it doesn't make them money, so they don't have any interest in it. You know, it's not something that they can monetize, so they can't see direct money coming out of it. Which is bullshit, because improving your client just keeps people around more. So I don't like that reasoning that I've gotten from a lot of people. I think it's real dumb and lazy, but it might be an honest truth on why they haven't done these quality of life improvements, because it's not something that directly correlates to people buying cards, you know. So all right, I'll get off my soapbox.
Yeah, that was a Hoshi rant right there. So here's a free one for you, WotC.
Sure.
Magic Arena, just take off the TG, all right?
Yeah.
You don't need that anymore, because we're not gathering, right? Magic Arena.
Yeah.
You don't want to let us gather. You don't want to let us communicate. One of the things I want to speak to with the communication on my part, when we're typing back and forth on Arena, which I don't do often because it's a terrible interface, but the times I do it, like when I see Apollo on a fucking blue moon, right? Like randomly,
like,
you know, once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like spotting a white whale, right?
He's not on Final Fantasy. Yeah.
And I'll be like, yo, bro, what's up? And then exactly like you said, like it'll be my turn. So I'll click out, I'll go back in. Mm-hmm. All the text from before will be gone.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't even know where we left off sometimes, you know, and it's like stuff like that is just, it's so small, but it's so big at the same time, right? Like when you want friends on here and you want to be communicating, like this is just not the platform. Maybe they're relying on Discord or something, but they shouldn't.
No.
Like there should be the ability to just like at least be able to see your text. I should be able to see what I wrote to Apollo fucking a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, not even 5 minutes ago, a year ago. That should be saved there. But you know, whatever, man. They got their heads so far up their asses. Who knows?
Well, don't forget, it's still in beta. It's still
oh my God.
Which is absolute
whatever.
bullshit.
All right.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, this is the final one, and this is one that I wrote. Clarity on the fucking historic format. WotC, you fucks, get your shit together. Pack it in a box. Bring it to the shit store for real. Like we know nothing about this format still. Every day it becomes less clear, right?
Yeah.
The less you give us, the like less clear it becomes, you know, like as time goes on. I have no idea if they're going to just quit the format, right? Like if Alchemy becomes the new in format, and then all of a sudden
For them, yeah.
Historic becomes Pioneer, right? We're in Pioneer sinking in the fucking water. So like,
yeah.
who knows? Like this
Absolutely.
really bothers me. What do you think, Hoshi? Sorry, I didn't mean to take the stage.
No. That's quite. This is clearly one that you're passionate about. No, I totally agree. And you can see it just from what we want out of stuff, right? Like historic anthologies. Are they still going back to remastered sets? Like, are we going to get one of those? If we are, when is it coming out? Like they've talked about the core sets coming out, right? Like they gave a full year, like pathway on like Kamigawa's coming next, and then after that is like whatever the Brothers War, whatever like is going to be after that, right? There's a full layout for that, but nothing for historic. Nothing about like, hey, we're going to be getting the anthologies here, and then we're going to be doing the remastered sets here. Nothing. They don't fucking tell us anything about that. So yeah, it's frustrating when you're invested in a format and it's something that you like you want clear communications out of them, you know? Yeah. So just tell us something. Just tell us, like, even saying we don't know yet, even that right? Like that would still be like, okay, right? At least now I know that they don't know. They're not thinking about it, or anything would be helpful instead of just like, you know, fucking nothing, or like random stuff, or it'll be like on someone's blog somewhere or some shit. They'll talk about something. There's no like cohesive thing, you know, like they do their on the archives page. Like I look at that every week before the show. I'll check in there and see if there's any like news articles or anything that I need to be aware of before I go into the show. Nothing is ever like super mind-blowing on there. Usually they'll announce it somewhere else, and then like a week later they'll make like some article about it. And it's really, they do a shit job. They do a real shit job.
There's a very famous quote from like the Final Fantasy creator, Akira something, I don't remember his name. Okay. But it was like he was talking about Final Fantasy like 15, I think. And he had like nothing to show, and he was like, "We are making Final Fantasy 15. Please be excited." And like that was it. It's like the most minimum like dumb bullshit thing you could ever do. But even if like WotC was like,
clap for me.
we're still doing historic.
Yeah,
we're still going to support it. We have like a schedule, a plan. Please be excited. Oh, I just hit my mic. I'm so excited.
You're so excited. Yeah.
That that alone would excite me, right? Like that. Yeah. I think that alone would be like the fact that we know that going forward they're going to do something would excite me. Even though, actually, I take that back, because they did the same thing with Pioneer, and they're like, oh wait, 1 step forward, 8 steps back. Yeah. By the way, we're canceling Pioneer. I don't even know, man. Yeah. I don't know. I just like really, it scares me, you know, when I see him do things like Alchemy and, you know, make these cards that are Alchemy, that affect historic, right? Yeah. Like they redo these cards and I don't know. The whole thing just kind of scares me with a historic.
My guess about this is just they're running themselves thin, because this last 2 years, they've been pumping out way more shit than they ever have, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So much.
They've also been making a ton of money, dude.
It's like shit ton.
It's like the Final Fantasy 14 thing, right?
Yeah.
Like people can't get into the servers, but they're making they're making exponential amount of money,
crazy,
like more money.
Yeah.
Fix your servers,
yeah,
right?
No shit, spend the money to fix the fucking game, right? So same thing here, where it's, you know, it's probably the executives' call, though, right? I mean, they're a public company, so they have to answer to shareholders and shit, and they probably just don't want to give money to stuff like that, right? They want more products and stuff, which you can see clearly in what's been happening. They're just pumping out more and more and more fucking products, and they're probably not staffing appropriately to deal with the communications and everything else to accommodate all of that, you know? And you're starting to see this, like, it's fucking crazy. You have no idea what's going on. Like, we run a podcast on this shit, and I hardly know what the fuck is going on, like, with just Arena, you know, let alone fucking all the other formats and everything else that's out there, and the fucking all the set drops and everything that they have, and there's just a new drop like constantly coming out of them. It's got to be a fucking nightmare to work there. Just be like, what are we doing next? So I don't know. I agree with you though. That was my.
I have a solution here.
Okay. What's that?
Watsy, just hire Hoshi and I will solve all your problems. Yeah. Pay us an extraordinary amount of money. We'll solve all of your problems. I won't say, go fuck yourself, Watsy, anymore. I won't do it, you know? Like,
very generous of you.
yeah. And I'll solve your problems. You just have to pay me a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough booze in the world for me to like handle working a day for that company.
By the way, I'm not a professional in anything, so I will do absolutely nothing.
I'd be like,
FYI.
I made a tweet.
I made a tweet. Yeah,
I made a tweet. That's good.
I made a Photoshop once.
Yeah. We are professionals. All right. Anything else to say about what we want to look for ahead in 2022? No. All right, great. Well, I think we covered it. Yeah, I think we got it pretty good. Well, let us know out there, because we just asked our Discord community, and they did a great job, and then they broke off into all kinds of boomer rants and stuff. So, let us know about anything else that that we missed that maybe you guys want out of Kamigawa, or just Arena in general in the next upcoming year. Do you guys agree with us? Let us know. So with that, let's move into our end step.
Ooh, yeah.
Missed hearing that one, huh? Yeah, we've had a whole week off because
I felt amazing
because we pre-recorded. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. It was nice getting a little break there. So anything outside the world of Magic that you wanted to cover?
No, I am No?
Okay, cool. I mean, we're running a little long anyway, so that's fine. Yeah. So let's just move on to our cleanup phase.
Cleanup.
All right, cleanup is our social media promo stage where we talk about all the ways that you can get a hold of us. We have a YouTube channel where we put this out every Sunday. We have the Discord that we talk about all the time because it's awesome. We stream this on Twitch every Thursday in general, if we can. And then we are on all of the podcast platforms, iTunes and Spotify, all that stuff. We have an Aether Hub where we put decks, which we haven't been keeping up with that recently because we haven't been making out many decks recently because it's been crazy. But so we'd appreciate it if you guys did all the the YouTube nonsense and or leave a comment or whatever. And you got anything else, Drunken?
No, I appreciate y'all watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Always appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that then, we'll just move straight into our discard phase.
Discard phase. Drink 'em up, boys.
And discard is where we pound our drinks to finish off the show and say goodbye. So any last words, Drunken?
Dude, I have been farting for like the last 5 minutes.
My God.
It smells awful. I'm ready to get out of here, man.
This is why I'm
gonna pound this and go.
This is why I'm glad we do this remotely. That you are not in the same room.
You're welcome.
The same room with me.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, that might make for better podcasting,
It's bad.
but it would be horrible for my sense of smell. Yeah. So, anyways, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for joining
Happy holidays.
us once again, and we will see you again next week on Mana Rant. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh man, that's some bomb ass beer, man.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh man, this truly
Kind of sad it's all gone.
It's truly seltzers.
You just pounded a Truly?
Not good.
What happened to your champagne apple?
Oh, I finished that a while ago. That went down smooth.